The M2 MacBook Pro is amazing, but there are things you can get to make it even more amazing. So what are they? Let's find out. I'm very excited about this. I know we always do some accessory videos, but I haven't been this excited about some things in a while. I literally just got back from a 4-day work trip. I'm gonna unpack what I brought with me, and I really think this is the perfect kit for an M2 MacBook Pro. Now, not all of this stuff is cheap, but it is incredibly useful, and I love it. So starting off, we have my M2 MacBook Pro 14. Like I said before, this is a satchel, Indiana Jones had one, that I use to store all of my work stuff, binders, notebooks, computers, accessories. What I really like about this, and this is one of the accessories, is it's super high quality. It comes with shoulder straps, so if I'm walking around an airport, I will have the shoulder straps on so that I can move without always needing to carry something. But the biggest thing, and the reason I bought this specifically, and I'm sure a lot of other bags have this, but this was the first one I found. If you have a rollable carry-on suitcase, it actually fits right through here. So you can just hang it right off the rail of your carry-on, and you never actually have to carry anything. You just roll everything. So your carry-on and your personal bag all go hand in hand. I love it. You'll know me when we talk about bags. I'm a really big fan of stitching. This thing is stitched fantastically well. It's got great zippers. Listen to this. That's a good zipper bite. It can fit up to a 15-inch laptop, so obviously the 14-inch MacBook Pro has no problems fitting in here. Let's get to the first really cool accessory. This. It doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like much at all. What this is a mount for your iPhone, and I could consider the iPhone an additional accessory for the MacBook Pro, but we're not gonna fake the numbers today. It snaps right on the back of MagSafe. It's got a magnet built into it. It'll work with MagSafe cases or your phone itself. If your phone has MagSafe built into it, you pop it on the back of your computer like this, and thanks to the new macOS and iOS, you can use what's called continuity camera, where you can use the camera from your phone as your web camera. I think this is so useful. The cameras in here, we'll show you right now. This is what it looks like when you use your iPhone's main camera as your web camera. I think it is, oh, my hair. Finally seeing my, guys, you gotta tell me when my hair is all gross like that. So it works really great, but what I like most, yes, the camera's good, but you don't necessarily need to use the camera, and this is a way that the iPhone becomes even more like an accessory. If you're like me, you've used your laptop as a video conferencing tool, so your laptop's pretty far away, but people still gotta talk, and you don't want everything to sound all echoey when you're on a presentation. You can actually use the iPhone by itself as a microphone without needing to use the camera. You could have your laptop set up wherever, and then whoever's speaking, you just set your phone by them because it's using the microphone. So that's a lot to talk about. Two main accessories here. Okay, one. We said we were only gonna count this as one, so one main accessory, and then a cool addition to that. All right, what's up next? In the magic bag, got badges. That's not the thing we're talking about today. The next accessory that I don't know that I can live without now is the new Apple charger. Now, this came out with the M2 MacBook Air and the M2 MacBook Pro 13. It's got two USB-C ports on here, which if you are a long-time Apple user, you know that normally you only get one USB-C port. Now, it's not the most powerful charger in the world. This is a 35-watt charger, and if you have two things plugged in at the same time, they get half of that, right? So it's not gonna run your MacBook and charge your phone at the same time if you're doing really intense things like gaming, video editing, stuff like that. But what I like is how small this is. It's so small, it's so compact. When you plug it into the wall, it takes up no space. This makes it so easy to charge my stuff throughout the day. Yes, you can absolutely get cheaper third-party chargers. I continue to use third-party chargers myself. But just for convenience, size, and how easy it is for this to fit in my bag, this has become a constant companion of mine over my past few business trips. It's too expensive. Apple, make it cheaper, please. But it's really good. All right, we got some more cool stuff in this magic bag o' tricks. Let's see, what do we have in this pouch? Well, this is where the MacBook was. I don't know if you saw that. This bag also has its own laptop sleeve, which how cool is that? Stuart and Lau is the name of the bag company. You don't have to buy anything else, which I would hope, for how expensive this bag is, I would hope you didn't have to buy anything else. In the bag, we do have a small mouse pad. I think mouse pads are very important, especially if you're gonna be traveling. You don't know where you're gonna end up. You don't need a huge desk pad like this, but you need some kind of a mouse pad. We did, in previous videos, have one from 3M that like stuck to the back of the laptop, which I thought was really cool, but it ended up being too small for me, and I like the feel of a regular mouse pad. And it's just easier to get work done when you can have that little bit of grip, and you don't have to, you know how that feels when you've got a mouse on a table? It's gross, it ruins the mouse, it ruins the table. Get a mouse pad, fit it in your bag. your life will be amazing. Maybe I didn't spend the whole trip being all serious Gary. I took some time to play some of my games as well, so I have a PS5 controller. You could also use an Xbox controller or some other Bluetooth enabled controller. I have a PlayStation 5, so it's easy. I just bring my controller because it's already charged and ready to go. This one is a gigantic edition, and it's very expensive. I do not like how much this costs, but this has just saved my bacon over the last 4 days. This is a Netgear Nighthawk M6 5G wireless hub. What this does is it essentially takes a cell signal and then turns this into a wireless hub for any of your devices. You can get a plan with this one, I believe, through T-Mobile or AT&T. I have it through AT&T, but it has been enough to not only do YouTube work, but I've been able to play a little bit of World of Warcraft while traveling. We don't have to tell my wife. She's out right now, so she doesn't need to hear me say this unless she's watching the video. In that case, it's just the video. I had to do tests, right? We had to test it out. I couldn't just say that, right? But this has been so good. The battery lasts forever. It's so quick to turn on and off. It's really easy because it's got a rudimentary touchscreen on the front here to set it up, set the password, connect devices. It's just, this thing is probably the most important part of the whole kit because it takes this whole kit and connects it. Yes, you could use your phone as a hotspot, but I find, because I have T-Mobile, that I rarely have good connection anywhere. Yes, you could just use hotel Wi-Fi, but hotel Wi-Fi can be very unsecure and sometimes it's just downright garbage. I would call this a requirement. This other stuff is kind of nice to haves. This is a requirement. Oh, ooh. We haven't talked about one of these in a while. This is an Apple Magic Keyboard. I bring this along because of how small it is. I used to use a Logitech travel keyboard. I used to use some other options, but I've started bringing this. This is actually the keyboard that I got from my wife's M1 iMac, and she uses a full keyboard, so I was able to snag this back because while it's not a full-size keyboard, it is a full-size, like, regular keyboard. It's not mechanical, but it feels great to use, and it's nice to just have a keyboard and a mouse that we'll talk about in a second when you're working. I hate scrunching over a laptop when I'm working. That's the worst thing you can do for your posture. You don't need to spend the money on the Magic Keyboard, but I carry it because it's super lightweight. The battery lasts forever. It charges with all my other chargers. It pairs instantly, and it's just a nice keyboard to use. Like, listen to this. That's pretty darn good. And then talking about a mouse, there's only one option that I use for mice. I believe that the Logitech MX Master 3 is the best mouse ever made. I use this for video gaming. I use it for work. I take it with me everywhere. It's bigger, so it's harder to transport, which would be nicer to have a smaller mouse, but that's how good this thing is that I'm willing to deal with the bulkiness and weirdness of it to bring it with me everywhere. It's got 3 channels for different connections. So like at the house, I've got it paired with a Logitech unified receiver. When I'm on the go, I've got it paired to my Mac via Bluetooth, so I never have to repair it. You just tap the button a couple of times. Battery lasts forever. It charges better and more conveniently from the front with USB-C compared to an Apple Magic Mouse. So this combination right here with the laptop, so good. And because the laptop has HDMI, it is really easy to just plug this into a hotel TV and have like a full travel computer with all of the stuff that fits in the bag. And do we have anything else in here? You don't want bad breath. You don't want bad breath, so maybe get some Listerine Ready Tabs as another accessory. But what about you? What are some accessories that you would use for your M2 MacBook Pro 14 or any of your MacBooks? Let me know in the comments below because I like to find some of this stuff from what you have told me. And if you like this video and you want to see how the MacBook Pro 14 is holding up, you can find out by clicking right here. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.